Hey guys, it's Jeremy here at My Way MFG. Behind me here, I've got the driver's side door off Eliza, and we got it inside. It's 9 degrees out, Alexa's telling me, and kind of windy. But hey, we'll just bring it in here, right? So I'm gonna do a little welding here along this bottom seam. Top and the sides all look good. This door fits good now. Bubba's here to help, and yeah, maybe we can get a little get this stiffened up down here and get a little primer shot around the door jamb, and maybe see if we can get this window regulator to go up and down a little better. So let's get started here. I got a piece cut, fitted in the bottom of this door. I'm gonna start welding that up here in a minute. I made it out of the thinner stuff out of the furnace door. It's easier to bend and work with. But you know, honestly, by the time you clean all the paint off and go through all that, it might be easier just use the thicker new stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna get this in here in a minute. I started cutting more out on the bottom, and it was cutting so hard, I realized it's still pretty thick, and I think that some of that I was thinking about cutting out, I'm just going to try to weld. And I just want to get enough welds across the bottom of this door to where I know that the skin is attached to the bottom. You know, that skin is supposed to fold over the bottom lip. It folds over, and then you squeeze the seam together and maybe put some plug welds through there. Well, that fold is gone. It's not there, so I just got to do whatever I can to attach the skin without replacing the skin. You know what I'm saying? Up in here, this lip is separated. I'm gonna have to cut something and stick in there. But what I've been able to do, I've got a new lip on this new piece here. What I've been able to do is pinch it together and weld it right to the door skin on the bottom. Yeah, I'm getting it welded pretty successfully, actually. I thought that wouldn't work. You would think it would just burn through, but it's actually working quite nicely. This corner in here, it's still hanging in there good. If I can keep pinching that together and get it to weld, it's welding pretty good to the new stuff. I don't know if it will over here, but I'm gonna keep trying. So we're gonna keep going here for a while, guys. Well, guys, I've been working on this probably about 2 hours. This is where I'm at with it. I got a patch made and put in the door from there to there. My lip is all still pretty good over here. I've welded this new lip to the outer lip all along there. And man, it was working good. I didn't think it would, but it did. And then when I got up on the rusty stuff where I didn't have a new lip anymore, I'm still getting it good. It's welding up, guys. I just been clamping it, grinding it flush and welding it. I think I'm gonna be able to get clear down to that corner like that. I get that corner fixed right there. We're gonna have a good bottom in this door, really good. And keep in mind, this is the better of the two doors, but this is probably what I'm gonna do with it too, if I can. I hope I can. I'll probably have to put bigger pieces in, but same concept, you know. And this should make that door pretty strong again, because as I was saying, that outer skin provides most of the support, and man, it's attaching up quite nicely. And when this is all done, it's going to get a coat of fiberglass too. I had kind of thought I was going to have to glue these with panel glue, the skin to the lip, or I had also thought maybe I could fiberglass the skin to the lip and clamp it, you know. But I had suspected that was going to be where I was going to get my strength back from. But no, man, it's welding up nice. So we're just going to keep doing this. I like this better. So like I say, if somebody had told me they was going to try to weld that thin bottom lip, I would have probably thought it wouldn't work, but it is. So, and it's probably not disturbing the outside of the door very much. You know what, maybe the bottom ½ inch, I don't know. I'll flip it over and look at it after a while, but I think I'm in good shape here, guys. Here's what we got here now, guys. I got a new bottom. I guess it's about halfway across the door. I've got the door skin all welded back on the whole length of the door, clear up the corner. This comes clear up to this inner corner. There's nothing wrong with the door over here. I get them welds ground off. I'm gonna call this done. I just finished the last little bit of welding. I put like a gusset over this stress crack the other day. I finished welding that up. I got just a little bit of repair I want to do around this bottom hinge. I want to strengthen that up a little bit. It's where it needs to be. The door was open and closing good. I just want to make sure that's not going to be moving. And then as soon as that's done, we're ready to finish this door off. And I'm just going to fiberglass all these welds. We're going to get the jamb all cleaned up nice and get it to where we can paint the jamb and the inside of the door. I don't think much of the inside of the door shows other than the garnish molding up there, but we might blow a little paint on it, at least some primer. Anyway, this is what we got so far. It's 9 degrees out today. I got the dogs in. Man, it is cold out. It's actually dropped. Alexa up there is telling me it's one degree now. Look at this, guys. I gotta tell you guys, that turned out good. I got a pretty good door now. If I can pull that off on the other side, I'm gonna be happy. Anyway, I'm putting my tools away now, or the ones I'm not gonna be using for a while. And yeah, I think I'm gonna mix up a little fiberglass and go around these seams and welds, and then tomorrow come back out here and I think I can get this ready for primer. Yeah. They said it was supposed to keep getting colder all day. Man, that wind's blowing out there. I don't know, several inches of snow. It says -1. -1 now. I don't know what the hell the wind chill is, but I just been reaching in there with WD and spraying it, and I had some plumber's faucet grease. I've been putting on the gear. It's coming around. I think it'll work. I kind of wet sanded around the door jamb of this door to get the loose rust and dirt and stuff off of it. Then I wiped it down with some Windex. I'm waiting for it to dry right now, and then I'll wipe it with the Windex one more time, get the rest of the film off of it the best I can, the dirt and rust and stuff. And then I'm gonna spray it with some of that rust converter that's supposed to turn rust to primer. And I'll let that set and dry. And then we'll put some fill primer on it. And well, no, then we'll put fiberglass on it and then some fill primer on it. But that's where we're at with it. I think I'll have this door done by the weekend, especially since I can't go outside. Just sprayed that rust converter on there, guys. Try to really soak the inside bottom of that door. I don't know how long it is before I can coat it with something. Surface to dry for 24 hours. Guess that's as far as we go till tomorrow. Then we'll put a little fiberglass on it. Well, I'm gonna clean up down here before the wife gets home. Last time I did the fiberglass, I wasn't able to show it very good. I got just a little bit in there. This is the liquid hardener. I'm just gonna do a few drops. It's probably enough. And put one more just to be safe. Mix it all around here. All I'm trying to do right now is get a light coat on there, so I got something to stick the mesh to. Okay, that's it for that. Get my Dr. Oz gloves on. I probably could have got by just putting Duraglass down here and not using the mesh. You know, that lip was still pretty thick, I think. I was able to weld it and all that, but the fact that it was rotted out thin in a few places, I think I got all the thin stuff cut out, but I just would feel better about it if I put this on there, I think. Give it a little more strength. Might not be necessary, but not gonna hurt anything either. Get this all in there. Push it down in that crease the best I can. Trying to get it to come clear out to the edge, sort of. That edge where I welded it is not going to be a nice straight line, and I'm thinking if I can build the fiberglass up a little bit past this edge, I can just grind it off smooth. You don't hardly see down there the way this car's built with the running boards and stuff, but I want to try to get it as, you know, straight across there as possible so that it looks the best it can. Let that set and tack up for just a second when it starts to kick off. Otherwise my fiberglass will, my mesh will slip all around when I'm trying to put the next coat on. Don't get fiberglass on you, make you itch. You itchy buttons. Yeah. Okay, you guys go lay down. It's too cold outside. Go on now. Come on. Too cold. I know you want to go out. It's not a good idea. We're gonna go with that for now, guys. We'll let that set up and get it all sanded off, and then we'll put a little Duraglass over it. Might do a little bit of this around that bottom hinge plate. Not so much for strength, but just to probably just Duraglass there, maybe a little bit of this in that corner. Make it look better. I can smooth it off better and get my door jamb looking nicer. Okay, back in a bit. I got that fiberglass all applied on the bottom. It's drying at the moment. Another thing with this door, when you saw me out there working on it when it was on the car, the piece on the latch that latches the door, the spring for it was broke. So let me show you what I found here. I've taken it out. Here it is right here. This is the latch that goes in the door. If you That ought to be under tension all the time. That clock spring back in there is broke loose. That's what would hold the tension on it. This one's fine. This one's broke. So we got to get a spring back on there. Well, I was going to try to find a clock spring and maybe get that one out of there and put it back in. I don't know where to find a clock spring for one thing, and for another thing, these are riveted on. So I think what I'm going to try to do, it doesn't look like there's any interference in there with my window channel. I think what I'm going to try to do, and this may not work, and if it don't, I'll just try to find me a different latch or do something else. I'm thinking about welding a post right here. Welding a washer right here. And getting a spring right there. It looks like it would clear everything. I'm gonna try it. Like I say, if it don't work, we'll think of something different. But if it does work, hey, one step closer, right? Seems like that should work, as long as I'm clearing everything. All right, guys, I got that spring in there. This is poking out like it's supposed to now. I'd say that's good. I can look up in there. It's clearing, you know, that spring I added. It's missing the window regulator by a ½ inch, so it's not interfering with anything. The tension on this seems right. It's what I would expect it to be. So I'm gonna say that's fixed. I didn't know for sure quite what I was gonna do there, but yeah, hey, that worked out pretty good. So anyway, back in a bit. Saturday's video was originally gonna be me finishing up the door on the passenger side of Eliza, and I got about half of that filmed. I got part of the work done out there, and it got too cold. It's -5 today, 40-mile-an-hour winds. That's when I switched gears and brought this door inside and started making this video. So about half the footage is filmed for the other video. And I'm gonna put a short clip in here now so you can kind of see where I'm at with the Eliza door. I got more to do, but I'll just give you a little preview here, and then we'll jump back on this. I go to shut it. I'm hitting on that rub block right there. Striker plate is lined up. It wants to shut. The door's not sagging anymore. Okay guys, my fiberglass mesh and resin dried up. I got it sanded down. All I'm doing there is trying to rough it up and take down all the high spots, anything that's going to be hard to cover up. It's looking real good. I'm going to get a little Duraglass on it now. It's getting kind of late tonight. I'm going to get the Duraglass on, and then in the morning it'll be ready to sand. This fiberglass here, when you guys watch me mix it, do yourself a favor and put a little bit more hardener in it than what I did. That might have been sufficient if I'd have been out in the sun on a 90-degree day, but it's pretty cold in this room today and it took forever to dry. I think I'd have been ahead to have used twice that much hardener. But anyway, it finally got there. So let's get some Duraglass mixed up. There's some Duraglass resin and hardener. I put the resin in there, thin it out a little bit. Kind of see my proportions there, but see how this works out for me. My goal here is as thin as possible, really. Just trying to get the low spots. When I'm doing fiberglass, I'm used to trying to go fast because sometimes it's set up so quick that you don't have time to work it. That wouldn't have been the case with the mesh and resin from earlier today. I could have worked it forever, but I guess you just don't know, kinda. It's got a lot to do with temperature, and I'm by no means a fiberglass expert. I do know it's a material that I like to use. It works good on stuff like this. You know, things that you just ain't real sure about. And it gets incredibly strong. Nobody that's ever been around this stuff or used it, it's hard to imagine just how strong this stuff gets. It's quite something. Really does. I really think I've got it pretty good. Might have mixed up a little more than I needed. pretty happy with that. Putting some around some of these welds and ugliness around this bottom hinge. Maybe I could, you know, sand it off and make it look a little nicer. I think it's strong now. Now, honestly, this isn't the type of car that anybody's ever going to get down on their hands and knees and inspect stuff like this. It's not that kind of car, but make me feel better about it, I guess, is all I'm doing here. If I wasn't doing this, what the hell else would I be doing? Probably sitting around watching YouTube videos, honestly. All right, guys, we'll get after that in the morning, and I think we're gonna be happy. Yeah, guys, I came down here last night and sanded out the fiberglass. Shot a quick coat of primer down there. I spent a little more time sanding the fiberglass than I normally would have, because I knew I wasn't going to be putting another coat on it of Bondo or anything, and it's just the bottom of the door. So I just feathered the fiberglass out the best I could, and we're going to leave it at that. I hate to get too carried away with it, you know, nobody's going to look down there anyway, but at this point, if a guy wanted to, he could have put a skim coat of Bondo on there and blocked it out with a flat block and got it pretty good. But for what it is, that's good enough for me. So we're going to call that done. It turned out real solid. I'm happy with it. The window regulator, it used to not work at all. It's working real good. The door latch, it's working good. Used to be you'd get in this car and set down, you'd have to put the handle in the lock position to keep it shut. So I'm gonna say we've made some real progress on this door. It opens and shuts nice now. Next video, if it warms up, I'll be out in the garage, get the other door fitted right, and then I can bring it in and give it the same treatment. I was just now looking about getting the new run channels, and I need all the new rubber for the wing vents and stuff. I looked it up on the internet. Man, that stuff's expensive. You got to be real careful when you start spending money on these cars. Man, if you had one you was trying to restore, you could really get carried away with the money. That takes all the fun out of it. I'm trying to reuse everything I've got, but when it comes to that rubber, there's not much I can do. One of the YouTubers I watch, he buys the Velcro stuff, and the fuzzy end of the Velcro, he glues it back in these run channels. That seems to work pretty good. And I might could straighten this out and do something like that. I don't know, it's in pretty terrible shape though. But those are like $160 for the run channel stuff. It comes with the new whiskers that go here at the door. They call them like cat whiskers or something. And then 2 new of these. $160. However, for that $160, it doesn't come with these vent rubbers. And these are in terrible shape. They're that old hard rubber that's ready to come apart just like it had around the windshield. I can't leave that. So I gotta have these too. And I don't think I could make anything like that. It's kind of a molded contoured rubber, you know, so that opens one way and seals against it and stuff. So if I'm gonna buy that, I might as well just buy it all. And I don't see much of a way around it, because I do want the inside of the car working right. It's I want the doors shutting right. I want the windows working right. I want the door handles working right. I want everything sealed up right so there's no air leaks. I want it to be when you're inside of the car, everything's new and it seems like you're in a good car. And in order for me to do that, I might just have to spend the money and buy this rubber stuff. You know, like the door handles and window cranks. I'll clean them up, reuse them, get new knobs on them. These are held on with a roll pin. They've got a roll pin down in here that drives out, and what happens is this spring holds up against an escutcheon. The escutcheon has a deep collar on it. With the spring up against the escutcheon, it holds it up over that roll pin so the roll pin can't back out. Otherwise the roll pin just, you know, would fall out. These won't, they're rusted in there. I might have a hell of a time driving them out. I've been soaking them, but that's how these work. But I'll get these off, clean them up, get new knobs on those, and I'm reusing everything I can here, guys. One other thing that I thought was pretty reasonable was I can buy a set of rocker panels. Comes with two. I'm gonna post a picture of it here. I think it was $145 for the set. Now I could make those, but they are curved. I would have to bend them in the brake, and then I would have to split them on the top and the bottom, try to get them to contour around, and then weld my splits back shut. And I'm thinking by the time I went through all that work, that $145 sounds pretty reasonable to me. However, the $165 for this rubber kit, and then an additional whatever I haven't checked yet for the wing vent kit, that sounds unreasonable to me. But you know, you gotta pick and choose, right? Anyway, we'll get her. Anyway, I'm gonna check into the price on the wing vent rubber things and then add that together with the window channel rubbers and sweeps and felts and stuff, and see what I'm gonna be into there total. But I think it's something I'm gonna have to buy to make it right. So probably what's gonna happen. I think we ended up with a pretty good door here, you know, for what it is. Still never going to be a great door, but I think it's going to do what I want it to now. And the other one, it's a little bit worse, but hopefully we can get it this good or almost this good. The window does roll up better on that one, if that might help me some. But and the spring isn't broken the door latch on that one either. It's just the bottom's worse on that one, and I'm having more trouble getting it to fit right. But hey guys, thanks for watching these videos. Thanks for subscribing. Comment, share, like, tell your friends. I look at my analytics thing, it tells my viewers are mostly guys over 45 years old. Makes me wonder what these young guys watch. Kardashians, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, hey, Jeremy, we'll catch you next time. Later, guys.